And Prahlada is completely reformed when his father was killed by Narasimha Swami, because the father exclusively has given great trouble, pain to young boy Prahlada, and ultimately that Hiranyakasipu was tired to have not been successful in putting out Prahlada, and ultimately he came to ask the question, where is that fellow who has been taking care of you all through your time? Show me him. Show him to me. When Krishna, when the Hiranyakasipu asked to show me, then he said, yes, Indu Kaladandu Ledani Sandehamu Varadu. No doubt he is here, he is there, and all that is everywhere present. You can check him. Then he came. First of all, the sound came, then the Swarupam came, and fight was there. And at the end of the fight, when time came, that Hiranyakasipu was killed. And so much angry was Narasimha Avataram of Vishnu that he simply picked up the entrails of Hiranyakasipu, decorated himself with the blood, with the entrails, etc. of Hiranyakasipu, and was in top anger and top. That time he tried to pacify. Only Prahlada was able to pacify the anger and get all the derivation of blessings from him. And so after that, then Prahlada went on telling to his own students, who are again Danavas, and to them he's trying to give the light by saying in 260 sloka that prayasaha nakartavyaha yataha ayuhu vyayaha param natatha vindate kshemam mukunda charanambujam. This is what is the summary of the entire talk which he wanted to do and conclude, that we need not do lot of effort in order to increase and enhance our material pleasure, material happiness. Illu, biddalu, samsaramu, ఇవన్నీ కూడా చూసుకోవడం అనేది ఉంటుంది. కానీ forgetting the name of God, service to God. Therefore, if you do a lot of exertion to the samsaric life, prayasa, it is a great exertion. No use, because you are losing time. And ultimately, you will not be secure when you leave the body, because body is only a temporary rented building. When nobody can stay in a rented building, he has to vacate. Therefore, don't do anything. Kshemamna vitatha vindate. But what is the go out or outlet to get the kshemam is Mukunda Charanambujam. So it is Mukunda Charanambujam. When you go to that, it is all that. And moreover, it is Mukunda or Muchukunda, or is also called as a Murari. I want to just inform you that Mura is a Rakshasa, and he is Agnani, and he is a Tamasa. And he did a lot of penance and got a boon. Saraswati tells Amiku, what is the boon that Mura Rakshasa got it? Anu knows it. Like Andru silent telida. Anyway, I just again talk about it. So this Bhasmasura, is it not? So what is Bhasmasura's boon?
Whatever he touches, it will become Bhasma.
No, touches kaadu. Inka koncham advance pandi. ఎవడి నెత్తి మీద చేయి పెడితే వాడు చచ్చిపోతే భస్మ అయిపోతాడు కదా, నెత్తి మీద చేయి పెట్టడం. That's why it's called Bhasmasura, actually. So when Lord Shiva granted that boon, what happened? No, I want to see, verify whether your boon works or not. So he wanted to keep the, because when Ishvara is not there, when it becomes Nirishvara, you will become Ishvara. That was the greed of that Bhasmasura. So he chased Lord Shiva to put his hand upon Shiva himself, who gave the boon, and see that he's done for. Then Mohini comes, is it not?
Yes.
Vishnu comes to rescue him in the form of Mohini, and this Bhasmasura is fond of dance. Then as he was dancing, imitating that Mohini put her hand upon her head. Nothing happens to Mohini, Vishnu. But Bhasmasura put his hand on his own head, so he died. So he became a Bhasma. And like that, there is another fellow, he's called Mura Rakshasa, who got a boon that no Saraswati is correct. Whomever he touches, puts his hand upon, touches, then he will be burnt and he will die. So he went to Vishnu Lokam and he asked Vishnu, and he wanted to touch Vishnu. But then Vishnu told him, no, I am not here, I disappear here. I am there in your heart. Why not you turn? Why not you touch him and burn there? So this fool of a Rakshasa, he put his own hand on his own chest. So Anu garu, చూడండి అను తన ఎద మీదే చేయబెట్టుకుంటాడు. So when he put his hand upon his, not with the intention, he just wanted to experiment. Then he got burned. That's why he is called, Vishnu gets the credit as Murari. Murari Surarchita Lingam Bhaktair Bhavaihi Ejita Lingam. Kada Lingashtakanlo. So vastuni Murari Archita Lingam. So Murari is Vishnu because Mura means Agnanam. Ari means Murari means Gnanam. So that's why he is called Narayana. Nara is Agnanam. So Murari Surarchita Lingam ante Gnananto Sivudu Puja cheyali. Agnananto cheste atle untundi. So you have to do puja to Shiva with Nirmala Bhavita Sobhita Lingam. Kadandi Nirmala Bhavita Sobhita Lingam. So Lingam of Shiva is Bhavita, is thought over or worshipped with Nirmala Manas. Rama, see, all our rishis and speakers and great saints say that you must make your mind cleared of all the contaminations, and including Prahalada telling the Danavas who are used to have the dirty mind. Mind is always ready to like more dirt, more filth, more unwanted thoughts than the Gnanam. సో జ్ఞానాన్ని తీసుకోవాలి అంటే ఎప్పుడు అంతే, పుస్తకం పట్టుకుంటే నిద్ర వస్తుంది, అలా టీవీ చూస్తుంటే 3 గంటల సేపు చూడొచ్చు మనం కదండి. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ది మాయా దట్ పరమాత్మ casts on people. Whenever you go to జ్ఞానం, you are always made to be retarding. Which sloka, amma? Saraswati, would you remember which is the sloka where we are?
269 complete chestim, 270 varlu chesi unnanu.
Okay, then there is a question in 267. Kim dushtam karma, kim swasti karma, yataha kalakriyapanaha, yena kshanehi tasyantam neya janmasitairapi. So now there is a question, what is good karma, what is bad karma? By adopting to these things, we keep on spending all the time. And when is the end for this kind of karma? Karma nasanam autene moksham vastundi ani andaru cheptaru. Kabatti if you want to have moksham, you have to get reduced of your karma. whether it is dushkarma or sanchita karma or prarabdha karma or whatever karma, agami karma, you say, even if you clear your karma, there is what is called agami karma. In future also we are going to pick up. So how is it possible to pick up? So my teacher in high school was telling Vittalachar a beautiful story, which I remember now, can pass it on to you too. See, a person wanted to get rid of all the sins, and so he went to Ganga river in Kasi. And as he entered into Ganga, because of the sparsha of Ganga Jala, whatever sins are there in the feet, it came up to ankles. And then then the sin came to knee, then thighs, then stomach, then abdomen, then chest, then neck, then the face. And when he dipped his head, completely immersed his head 3 times in that, then all the sin is believed. But unfortunately, what happened? The sins were not able to stand in his body. As and how he entered into the Ganga river, the sins took shelter in the nearby tree on the bank of the river Ganga. And they were all waiting for him to return. So when he had a total dip inside that and started walking, his thoughts became normal again. So then all the sins came and took hold their position in the fellow. That's what it said. But you should not do like that. Ganga river దగ్గర ఉండే చెట్లు, river bank lo ఉన్న చెట్లు, they are really dangerous. Anyway, so like that he was telling that you should try to
So
get
when
off.
you take a dip in Ganga, then what should you do? You should not look surroundings.
No. Afterwards, you should clean up your mind and then think of Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva. So, Sada Shivalingam Bhajami అనుకుంటూ మంచి థాట్స్ తో శివుని టెంపుల్కి వెళ్ళాలి. Again, you remember your family, your people, your profession. All these thoughts will occupy your head, is it not? So you are going to Ganga and river. When you don't do cleansing proper, then you are again back. Punareva papi. So that's what is it. Punareva papi. Punareva janma. So this will happen, but you should try to get rid of the thoughts and keep yourself clean. That's why he says in 68 also, 268 sloka, ko gruheshu paman sakta atmanam ajitendriya snehapasaihi dandaihi baddha utsaheta vimochitam. You see, samsara is so attractive. Kamalagaru వచ్చారు. ఈ సంసారం ఎంత అట్రాక్టివ్. చిన్న పాపడు పడుకుంటే యువర్ గ్రాండ్ చైల్డ్, యూ గివ్ అప్ యువర్ పూజ అండ్ గో టు డాండిల్ ద బేబీ. That we cannot go, though the baby has got parents to look after the cry or anything like that, but as grandpa or grandma, we are tempted. And even if the mother comes to take the baby out, you say, no, I will dandle sometime and give you. Is it not? That is what is told here. Sneha pasaihi and drudhaihi paddhaha. My daughter was telling, Nana, when my boy is happy and playful, you play. When he starts crying for hunger, you will give it to me. What is this? So we cannot attend to the hunger and other things of the people. We are just advanced. So that is what sneha pasaihi drudaihi vaddaha and vimochitam katham utsaheta. So what is that technique through which you are trying to get yourself detached from the attachment? Vimochitam. Vimochana ante mama. Mochana ante temporary disengagement. Vimochana ante total, wholesale, permanent engagement. I mean,
that is only possible by connecting with the Lord, and then somewhere you have to get connected. Correct. Either get connected to your family, friends, or material thing, or get connected to the universal energy, so that you get detached here. Yeah, but that getting connected to the Lord or the universal energy, that is also, it's tricky. Like, It doesn't happen unless his grace, their grace is there. It will not happen.
That's why Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Kamalagaru vinnar kada, Indriyanam aham manaha antadu. Vedanam samavedosmi. So in Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, talking about Vibhuti, it says, Indriyanam manaschasmi. Napundandi. So Indriyas are, when Manas is sandwiched between Indriya and Buddhi. And our Krishna is Parabuddhi. So though he is Parabuddhi, a supervisor par excellence, still he is available in the heart, in the mind of all people. So that you can incline towards Buddhi or you can get merged into Indriyas. Therefore, it's something like the sandwiches. Sandwiches are more attractive than mere buns or mere bread too. So the content, you are always fond of the sandwiched material, and how you use it is important. So Indriyana manaschasmi. So a manassu mida mi yokka indriyalu prayogam lekunda unte, in case you are not able to make the indriya ashwas to trample down your mind, and also in return the mind will not affect the buddhi, then you are really detached. Therefore, what does Krishna say? Krishna says, Yogi Bhava Arjuna. Oh, Arjuna, you become a yogi. And when once you are yogi, don't stop to be yogi. Yudhyasva Bharata. That Yudhyasva is referring to the continuation of the activity. It is very cold. So a continuation of activity is called Yudhyasva. And even when Yudhyasva means, what is that Yuddha or yoga which you take? That is Samatvam Yoga Uchyate antadu. When you have got that equipoised mind, it is called yoga. And again, another doubt comes, what is that yoga, how it is like? Then he says, Karmasu Kausalam Yogaha antadu. Krishna is trying to educate us at all levels, LKG, UKG, graduation, post-graduation, and research. Avana Saraswati? So, Bhagavad Gita is a wonderful practical manual which is accessible to all levels of human beings, provided they are ready to accept it. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita remains to be, that's why the Krishna and Acharya said it, that Gita means Ganga Lavanika Pita, and Gita, and when you utter at least one sloka from Gita, you are doing good work.
I have a very basic question, sir. When you look at Gita, Gita is actually, it tells us how to lead the life, correct? That is what it, from the chapter 1 till the, not the moksha last chapter, till the 17th chapter. He always this gives between sattva, rajas and tamas, the various, whether what kind of shraddha you have, and dhanam, all the types he says. But when the soul departs from the body, then why people say you should read Bhagavad Gita for them? Because the soul has already departed, correct? So at that time, why people prefer to read Gita or at home? Or, I mean, how those people who are departed from this world get benefited by reading Bhagavad Gita for them?
Yeah, it's a good question, Saraswati. Anu will answer. Kamalagaru, see, when once the soul leaves the body for 10 days, it takes a journey. So while journey, the soul does not know anything. If you read Gita, then that all that Gita chanting effect will be encouraging the soul not to be very bad, not to feel sad that it has left the body. And also it will think of the goal. That is Paramatma. That's why it's called Sapindi Karanam on the 11th day. And on 10th day, people perform the Dharmodakas, whereby all the friends and relatives say that the person, the soul, which was there in the body of that particular person with whom they had all kinds of dealings and friendship and transactions, is now disconnected to us. He can be free to fly off. When all people do it on 10th day, on 11th day, there will be sapandikaranam. So they will merge into the other souls which have departed like he, and tries to learn everything, whatever that is there in Pitru Loka or that. And afterwards, because stomach is burnt, you make the three or some Brahmins to take food so that it will be one. And by the time 13th day dawns, then all people are given food, which will make the soul to enter into the Vaikuntham. And that means the other lokas disconnected with this loka totally with food and all those things, etc. But whatever loka, the region layout, that soul goes, for some 3 generations, it will waiting and getting all necessary equipment, after which it gets liberated. I think this is one way of a journey of that. That's why when the body lies, keeping the body, or just after the days, people recite Garuda Puranam, people recite Bhagavad Gita, people recite the Upanishads. Why all these things? Because that will have its influence. I think, I don't know much about it because I don't know about the soul departed, but I know this is what in scriptures people say, that Garuda Puranam. Garuda means fly and bird. And we require a vehicle to go up to the expected or intended loka. And how do you go? You must want a vehicle. And in Swastino Mimitam Sukta, there is one mantra, Garuda mantra, and that's called Vayasa. Garuda is another, is called, but Vayasa, that is Vayasa Pinda, they give it, Vayasa is the vehicle. You have to also feed the vehicle. So something like when you take a taxi, you put petrol, you give food for the driver also. Okay. Saraswati? So that's why you have to take care. Unless you put petrol and driver also fed, you will not reach your destination. And once you reach the destination, neither the petrol you are aware, neither the driver, they go away. Like that, you become independent. I think so. So like that, the Vayasa, Garuda, is important for us to make us reach the destinations. And the destination should be really gone, not being wasted of our time in intermediary forces and influences. Okay. So that's why people say that if samskara is not there, if people don't remember after the body departure, from body departure, they will turn out to pisachaha. So the pisacharupatvam vastundi. And that's what they are called lupta pindodakaha. This is all what is called as, while we are living, our course of life is different. When once we don't have a body, when our stomach is burnt or buried, then the course is different for us. Even for the doctor, when the body is living, the surgeon, he will have a different method of approach and operation. Kadandi Kamalagaru, if the body is dead, it's a post-mortem. Means they will not use any indiscretion. Just they go from head to toe and try to find out what is the cause for the death. So post-mortem methodology is different from the surgery. Avana Saraswati? So the doctors are there. Some surgeons are really tired. All post-mortem cases are coming to me. My knowledge is becoming dull. So that's why, even in this instance of body, this pranam departing, but nobody wants to get rid of the pranam because the world looks very beautiful. But the Yama is absolutely strong that he gives an instantaneous end for people. Lata Mangeshkar died. We wish that she will have wonderful time, because she has been singing, entertaining millions of people right from 1920. She's born in 1929 and 22. So more than 90 years she lived. Avana Kamalagaru. So there is a lot of appreciation for the life journey of Kamala, that Lata Mangeshkar, a legendary singer, is it not? So, but she is no more in the body, gone off. but her voice is there. And thereby people really feel elated when listening to the voice. So like that, here next to 269, Saraswati said, we did it. Ko anvarthaha trushnam visrujet pranebhyopi gariyasim yam krinati asubhihi preshti taskaraha sevako vaniku. To Sarantabhavan Saram, I'm coming to the point, answering the question of Saraswati, that normally Trishna is there. And pranal mida asha anedi untundi. That's why we make a prayer. Ashasteyam yajamano sau ayurashaste suprajastvamashaste. And like that it goes on. So what are the, so there is an enlisting of things that you are to aspire for when you are with pranam in the body. That's why pranebhyopi gariyasim trushnam. How can people, you may even give up your pranam, but you don't want to give up your asha. That's why Shankaracharya in Bhagavinda Stotram, ఎక్కడెక్కడో వెళ్తున్నానండి చేస్తాడు. See, angam galitam phalitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam vruddho yati gruhitva dandam tadapina bunchatyasha pindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam mudhamate. So angam galitam, all your bodily energy done. Phalitam bundam, your head hair is completely white, silver. The black hair turns to be silver hair. And also sometimes the hair falls out also. Palgalitam and dashana vihinam jatam tundam. Our the mouth will have no tooth at all. All teeth will fall down, and you only will have that base. So tundam means that which holds the teeth. But when teeth goes, you cannot eat, you cannot, so the mundam cannot have anything. Phalim dashana vihinam jatam tundam. And still vruddho yati gruhitva dandam. So it takes a cane or stick and then moves life. But the asha pinda is there, you know. The asha is a pinda. That will never live. So like that, he says, Trushnam pranebhyopi gariyasim katham krinati. And pray, and he went on asking for the bargaining. I want to live some more time. I want to live some more time. The Asupatris help for. See, if at all the life-saving drugs are given, what is that life-saving drug? They want to postpone the death to some extent. When cancer patients or this or that, there's so many drugs, they give radiation and all that, just to postpone the death. But death, nobody can avoid. Like that, he says, Asubhihi krinati ataskaraha skevako vaniko. Like the story of a taskara, a servant who makes all confidence and trust in the master, being himself as a servant, ultimately he will just take away. So ఎప్పుడు ఆ దొంగవాడు సేవకుడు తన ప్రాణాలను తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతాడో ఎవరు తెలుసు? ఆస్తులు. There are people who infuse a lot of confidence, but sometime looking at opportunity, they rob your property. That has happened to my own brother who trusted his own servant maid, and ultimately she took away his own house. Don't know, nobody is there to. So that's why taskaraha seva vanik sevakaha taskaraha, he will take away like that. So like there are so many people who lose themselves. Even actually N.T. Ramarao was really lucky, but last he married another one, so he lost all his things. So otherwise he was Krishna, Govinda, Narayana, Ravanasura, etc. But we don't know the life of people. And Asubhihi krinati, they play with the life. That's why Ayuhu kridati I mean, Gachatya, Kalaha Kridati, Gachatyayuhu. Shankaracharya in Bhajagovinda Stotram, he has really opened up the Pandora box. Those who keep it closed, they are all happy. If they open the Pandora box, they are affected. But people are very curious. Kya hai inside? What is there inside? Let me find out. That's what it is the case. Pandora box is a mystery. And now please tell me this 270 slokam. Tato vidurat parihritya daityaha.
Tato vidurat parihritya daitya. Tato vidurat parihritya daitya.
Daityadyaiteshu sangam vishayatmakeshu.
Daityeshu sangam vishayatmakeshu. Daityeshu sangam vishayatmakeshu.
Upeta narayanam adidevam.
Upeta Narayanamadidevam. Upeta Narayanamadidevam.
Namukta sangaihi ishitopavargaha.
Samukta Sangha irukadu.
Namukta, no, namukta, okay, correct. No, namuktam sangaihi ishitopavargaha.
Namuktam Sangai Rishitopavargaha. Namuktam Sangai Nishitopavargaha.
Nahyachyutum prinayato bahu.
Nahyachyutam prinayato bahu. Nahyachyutam prinayato bahu.
Ayaso suratmajaha.
Ayaso suratmajaha. Ayaso suratmajaha.
Atmatvat sarvabhutanam.
Atmatvat sarvabhutanam. Atmatvat sarvabhutanam.
Siddhatvadiha sarvataha.
Siddhatvadiha sarvataha. Siddhatvadiha sarvataha.
Parapareshu bhuteshu.
Parapareshu bhuteshu. Parapareshu bhuteshu.
Brahmantasthavarādishu.
Brahmantastavarādishu. Brahmantastavarādishu.
Bhautikeshu vikareshu.
Bhautikeshu vikareshu. Bhautikeshu vikareshu.
Bhuteshvatha mahatsucha.
Bhuteshvata mahatsucha. Bhuteshvata mahatsucha.
So Anu garu chaptara miru. Anu, next sloka 273. Guneshu gunasamyecha.
Guneshu gunasamyecha. Guneshu gunasamyecha.
Gunavyatikare tatha.
Gunavyatikare tatha. Gunavyatikare tatha.
Eka eva parohyatma.
Eka eva parohyatma. Eka eva parohyatma.
Bhagavan Ishvaro Vyayaha.
Bhagavan Ishvaro Vyayaha. Bhagavan Ishvaro Vyayaha.
So in these 4 slokas, you observe Prahlada telling that we have to make some kind of effort. Asuratmajaha bahu ayasaha achyutam prenayataha. So when you want to please, you have to exert a little more, because Atma is a common feature in all beings born, whether it's a Rakshasa or a Kinnara or a Kimpurusha or Manushya, whatever it is. Sarvabhutanam Atmatvat. Atmatva means that self is there always, and Siddhatvat Sarvataha. So what Atma is there, Atma Siddhi also is there along with all Atmas. Therefore, in between Atmatva and Atma Siddhi, Kamalagaru, what our Krishna says in Gita, Atma Sanyamana and Vettadu. Avunamma? So Atma Sanyamana is one which is introduced by Bhagavan Krishna in Gita to Arjuna, that you will be able to touch upon the Atma with the equipoised mind, and then you will be having the Siddhi. So Siddhitva Sarvata, all Atmas are liable or eligible for attaining the Siddhi. And again, he says that para apareshu bhuteshu brahma varadishu antastha. Brahma is there seated in all beings, inside and outside, in all beings. That's why we say in puja that apavitra pavitro va sarvavastangatopi va yasmaret pundarikaksham sabahya abhyantarataha suchihi. So he is there inside and outside. So antariyaga samaradhya, and also she is available outside your things also, but she would prefer to be antarmukha dhyana. That means you detach from the mundane and get attached with the super mundane or inside, that you become a Suddha. Bhautikeshu vikareshu atha mahatsu bhusheshu, and again guneshu, in among the qualities, gunasamyecha, having the equality or parallelism with the guna. Samyata is parallel. And guna vyatikareshu. See, guna vyatikara is the variety in the gunas. And all that, Paramatma is all alone. Eka eva atma, paraha atma, and Bhagavan. Who is that Bhagavan? Ishwaraha avyayaha. He is Ishwara and avyaya, changeless. Therefore, Prahlada is giving an impression that whether it's a Rakshasa or Manushya or anybody, that Atmatva is a possession to everybody. When you do not recognize the Atmatva, which could go to the Paramatma, the eligible to go to Paramatma, if you forget about that, that Atmatva is what is called as, I think, consciousness. Kadandi? If you are aware of the consciousness of our body, and we are all having the consciousness, but Paramatma is said to be the super consciousness. And Radha Krishnan says, Paramatma is Brahman. And what is that Brahman, Vishnu? Supra cosmic transcendental force. After all, Brahman is also a force. We are also force. But the Brahman is a supra cosmic transcendental force. So people are there who introduce kinds of yoga. For example, you have got that Mahesh Yogi talking about the transcendental meditation. In meditation also, there are so many divisions through which you see the same Ekayeva Brahma. A Parabrahman చూడాలి అంటే రకరకాల మార్గాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఆ రకరకాల మార్గాలు రకరకాల గురువులు ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తారు. Because there are many more people who are looking for good gurus. And you have got Orissa Yaga Ashrama, you have got Adhyatma Ashrama, Adhyatma Karyalaya, you have got Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Alaya, you have got Chidmayananda. So many gurus are there, gurus and gurus. Therefore, when you go to that Sikhism, that Guru Nanak Sahib, there, that Nanak, he has done 14 gurus are there for this Sikh religion. So 14 granthas are there, most important. All that has been clubbed and simply put as for worship, saying that it's a Grantha Sahib. So in Gurudwar, what do you find? Grantha Sahib. That means It's a Gurudwar, they call it. Temple also is a Gurudwar, because that is a place where you take off. If you want to take off to the other lokas, you must want a runway. Kadamma Saraswati, as runway lo anta speed ga povalante anta speed ga pote gani you can't get on to the air. So the aeroplane will go slowly up to the runway, and on the runway it will gallop, and slowly it enters into that. That's exactly where our Atma has to have also the behavior. So when the Atma takes off, and that too, it's in a tangential way. So tangential way, we touch the ground, tangential way, you go up, if you talk mathematically. So that kind of facility to be done for Atmatvam and Atma Gamanam, and all that could be done through Atma Niyamana. And when once you have that Atma Sanyamana, definitely you will go to the Achyuta, a Chuti-free place, the Vaikuntha. So Prahlada is so much advanced in his technical knowledge, Vedantic knowledge, that he is telling that Eka eva paraha atma. Though there are hundreds and thousands of atmas divided of that para-atma available in all the living beings, still that para-atma remains anna aviya, and he becomes a Bhagavan, and he becomes Ishvara. And so you have to go up to Bhagavan, Ishvara, and Bhagavan and Avyaya, so that you will not think of return ticket. You will not think to come back. So actually there are so many souls who have already got the liberated. We consider, for example, Annamacharya is a liberated soul. Tyagaraja is a liberated soul. But we only for our convenience, we say Tyagaraja is born and all. No, I mean, it's only our intention. It's only our intention or belief that dead is born again. But actually, dead to be born, there is a lot of time waiting. Waiting time is there. Something like the queue. Because today death, tomorrow you are not back home, back to the earth. You have to take so many time. And sometimes people cannot get opportunity to be born. Something like in the queue, people have to drop the queue idea and get away. So like that, when once we are aware and with consciousness and working with that time we have got to utilize in appropriate way, good, bad, and different, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamoguna. But the Tamoguna is something which will simply rob us. For example, when Samudra Mathanam took place, yesterday Kamalagaru was observing, when Lakshmi Swayamvaram episode came in the Narayaniyam, and in that Narayaniyam, when Samudra Mathanam was done, one by one good things came. A horse came, an elephant came, and Kaustubhamani came, Kamadhenu came, etc. All was distributed by the project manager Vishnu. When Kamadhenu came, he called all rishis. Yes. Vishnu said, take them. So all rishis have got Kamadhenu in their houses. Vasishtha is one great, Surabhi. I mean to say Surabhi, the mother of all cows and bulls. That's why every cow is called Saurabheyaha in Veda. Yajurvedali, Yamastane Anadvaham Anvarabhamahe Saurabheyam Swastaye. For life, prosperity, and happiness, we make prayer to bull, Anadvan, the divine celestial bull, because its origin is there from the Surabhi that has come up as a result of churning of the milk ocean. Therefore, it is giving rise for milk. Cow is giving plenty of milk. So, in Bhagavad Gita, in Narayaniyam I'm talking, there the whole Maya, Mahan Bhava is, after all that, the Rakshasas are also there to almost claim that Amrutam. Before that Dhanvantari with 2 Amrita Kalasas came up, there came plenty of wine, intoxicating drink. You know, the Rakshasas are fond of wine drinking. if they see one restaurant, non-vegetarian and Sakaharam, Palahara Mandiram, and next to that, if they see the ale house or bar, Rakshasas will enter with happiness to the ale house or that, while Brahmins and other people will enter into the Brahmana Palahara Mandiram. That is the thing. So when they got lot of wine and availability, the Rakshasas went on drinking and felt very happy. They forget about the Amrutam, they forget about all that. And they became Madavishwalaha, they became intoxicated by the Madam. So there is not immediate competition for gods and Vishnu. So Vishnu came up with Amrita Kalasas, and after some time, one Rakshasa, some Rakshasas came to consciousness little, they robbed off the two Amrita Kalasas from the hands of that. So the story goes like that. What my point here is, Vishnu Maya is always also operative, that they gave rise for the Madavishwalatva Madira. Madira ante drink, intoxicating drink. So Prapanchanlo Vishaya Sukhalakannitiki Madira antaru. So Madirayatanlo padipote mana duty anta potundi. There are two things in Ajurveda again. We have the reflections, the influence of the Madira upon the people. One kind of people having drunk that wine juice, they will keep on talking, all in nonsense. And another set of people are there who simply go to sleep. They fall down on the road itself. Aunandi, so road la padipoyi ala padipoyintaru, aa shop daggare padintaru mental meeda. Adi intoxication. Kontamandi taagesi bayataku vachi పిచ్చి పిచ్చిగా మాట్లాడుతూ రోడ్ అంతా హెల్టర్ స్కెల్టర్ నడుస్తూ వాహనాలకు అడ్డం వస్తూ ఉంటారు, పేలవా అని. సో దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ ది ఎఫెక్ట్ ఆఫ్, అండ్ దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ తామస్ లైకింగ్ nature is with Rakshasas and Asuras and Danavas. Therefore, there was some time gained for Mahavishnu to come up with Amrita Kalasas soon after the project is concluded, and was thinking, but they robbed it because Rakshasas are quicker than gods. They could not act so fast, so quick as Rakshasas. Again, there was a problem, so he became Mohini, etc., etc. So the story goes on. So what we are coming to note here is that there is always the Tamoguna and Rajoguna attractive, making us completely attached. But one has to have some kind of awareness and consciousness. See that they will not be caught up by that. That's exactly what you see in the 274 sloka, saying that Pratyagatma Swarupena Drushya Rupena Chaswayam Vyapya Vyapakas Nirdesyo Hi Anirdesyo Hi Vikalpitaha Kevalanubhavananda Swarupaha Parameswara. So Prahlada is trying to define what is God and how is the God, where is the God, and what are the methods through which we can bring the God to our portals. For example, Purandaradasa has sung a song, Bhagyada Lakshmi Baramma, Hejja Hejjaku. So when he sings a song like Bhagyalakshmi Baramma, you imagine, you don't know where is that Bhagyalakshmi at all. But when she comes to your house, you remember that Lakshmi is there and she comes to your house and you are ready to give a wonderful reception to her. Similarly, in Samudra Mathanam, when Lakshmi or goddess came up, all people are very happy looking at attraction. But Lakshmi came with a view that she should marry Vishnu only, although all gods were suitors to her. Then when they realized that their project manager loves Lakshmi and he wants to marry also, then all became silent, and Indra brought a big gem-studded stool, made Lakshmi sit, got consecration, made her to do Gauri Puja, and performed the marriage of Lakshmi and Narayana. But this is interesting. I mean, from our mundane life, when we project our thoughts upon Bhagavatam and Lakshmi Swayamvaram and Puranas, you see that what is commonly felt by or experienced by people upon the ground Same thing is there like that. So I don't want to tax your night time, those people in India. So I would like to say that we'll stop here. Next Sunday, we log on at 8 o'clock itself, and we spend more time. And because today we had a wonderful talk. And moreover, we are just on Ratha Saptami day, where the sun is becoming more and more happier by making his chariot taking the northern direction, whereat he can gallop, he can pick up heat, he can give more and more food to people living upon the earth, more and more enjoyment. So Vasanta season and Vasanta Kala. That's why in Vasanta Kala, Vasanta season, all people are happy. You get beautiful mangoes. Kamalagaru and Murali garu mikanta manchi mangoes vastundi, but man Indian stores ki vellali West lo. Akkada if you go to a market, you see rasala fruits are there. Juice only. You can just drink like cup of. So that's why even Potana said, Bala rasala sala nama pallava komala kavya kanyaka. The kavya kanyaka is something like the Bala rasala pallavam. So that is what is going to happen when Surya Bhagavan becomes really, comes into Uttarayanam. More light, more rain, more happiness, more enjoyment. So tomorrow is Ratha Saptami, and we are all celebrating him, and so that he will be really beneficial for all the humanity in the world, and no COVID at all. People will become free from COVID torture or mosam. So people will be happy, seeing all that. So next Sunday, I'll continue from this more and complete hope to complete the speech of Prahlada. When Prahlada stops talking in the Bhagavata Saptasati, Narada will interfere, because Prahlada is a Rakshasa, but Bhakta. When Narada is a Devarshi, is a Brahmamanasa Putra. So you can see the contrasting advice which our Medavaram Subramanya Shastri Garu, our Guru, has done it. He has done a wonderful chain work, so that you will not see any lacuna in the entire Bhagavata Saptasati. And those who don't have can pick up the copy in India from our Prabhakargaru and from Saraswati, and make reading of that, so that you will have lot of enlightenment, entertainment, and open your eyes. Because the Indriya arthas are so attractive. In no time we consume and we are done. If beautiful ice cream is given to you, in no time you'll complete the ice cream. Afterwards, again, you see the akasha, one more ice cream? No, because this ice cream itself is good enough to make you uncomfortable if you are not well. Like that. So, but the Indriya arthas are always transitory. But if you are able to go above the Indriya arthas and make them, teach the mind to turn to Buddhi, and then Parabuddhi, Paramatma will come and operate and give you all necessary things. That's exactly what you call yoga, meditation, and all these things. So, Om Swasti.
Om Swasti. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Sarvam Shri Matrucharanaravindarpanamastu. Om Tatsatu.
Thank you very much. Bhagavatam muttagunda unnanta varaku anandanga untundi.